Well, the markets are down closer around 30 points thereabouts. Here, Bajaj Electric, where closer around 2% equity has changed hands. For the time being, the stock is reacting positively, up closer around 2%. But let's focus on the retail space. V-Mart is in focus now. They should see better sales from Q1 FY24. Mr. Lalit Agarwal, the founder and managing director at V-Mart Retail, joins us on the show. Hi, Mr. Agarwal. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining in. Well, how is demand on ground? And are things looking better than when we last spoke? Or are you seeing some signs of some slowdown?
Yeah, there is definitely a roller coaster ride which is going.
Okay,
Oopsie daisy.
Seems to be a roller coaster ride with the technology as well today. Nothing seems to be working out, but I guess that it's just one of those days. We'll try and connect back with V-Mart in a bit. Just want to mention a couple of stocks. It's really the day that belongs to metals today. So Tata Steel is your top nifty gainer, followed by JSW Steel, Hindalco, all big movers at the moment. Even in the broader markets, actually, the metal stocks are doing pretty well. So we'll get to that in a bit. But I think Mr. Lalit is back with us. So you were telling us that it's a roller coaster ride. Are you referring to the fact that perhaps demand has not recovered as much as what you would have expected?
Yeah, I mean, definitely it has not recovered the way we would have expected and the way market should have, because there are also, our Indian and especially the Bharat calendar moves a little more on the Hindu calendar side. And because of that, there are some non-auspicious days which also result into non-marriages and no marriages in the particular month. So I think those are some of the pieces which are affecting the demand as well. So we are seeing some demand coming back, but still not to the expectation that we would want it to be.
Okay, so demand is not coming back to the expectation that you would want it to be. But can you give us some numbers? I think in the 9 months of this year, your revenues were around 1,900 crores or so. On the back of that, what kind of growth can you put in? Are you looking at a single-digit growth? Can you manage double digits in FY24?
In the FY24, we are looking at single-digit growth only. We are not expecting too much because definitely there are not too healthy signs coming in from the market, in the consumer market. So there will be a higher single-digit is what we are expecting, and we believe that is what we should be able to drive.
Right, Mr. Agarwal, just to press on that point and not to be too specific, but right, I mean, I'm just looking at two numbers here for you, right? EBITDA growth, EBITDA CAGR growth between FY17 to FY20 was some 16% for you. From FY20 to FY23, that number is minus 0.7%. So it's been very stark. What should we really expect? I mean, will you have to change strategy? Is it just a cyclical kind of slowdown and things will pick up? What will cause that change for you? Change higher, change for the better?
Prashant, I'm not trying to react on the EBITDA piece right now because we are on the closing side. But right now, I mean, I just understand that there is definitely a demand issue in our markets. There are also competitive landscape which is also intensifying in this particular space. So overall, the kind of growth that we would look at from the pre-COVID level is still not there in the air, and then that's what is also creating some kind of pressure on the margins. But yeah, I'm not looking at margins right now, but I'm looking at the revenues and then looking at the same store sales growth, which is very, very important. And that's what our focus is. How do we bring back those customers and those basic, lower per capita income demographic customer who have been impacted by the inflation? How do we bring back them into the consuming space? And if they start consuming back in the manner that they used to, it would certainly come back. So, and there are issues right now, especially in the hinterlands and especially in the smaller towns. We are seeing definitely a lot of formalization of economy which is happening, but definitely there is also pressure which is getting built right now. There are not too many jobs which are getting created, but still, the farmer is earning up to its capabilities and up to the potentiality that they could. So I think if we look at this monsoon and if this monsoon becomes good, we should see a lot of confidence coming back to the consumer. If the confidence of the consumer comes back, it's more about the feel-good factor, so that they can actually put their money behind and invest on their consumption, not invest on the savings.
No, got that. If I just, so you said you'll focus on revenues and not down the line. If I look at the same, the revenue metric for the same two periods, 17 to 20 and then 20 to 23, It was 18.4% in the pre-COVID, and it is now 14% revenue CAGR. So what should we? You said you were expecting single-digit kind of growth, right? You also throw in competition, much higher competition now in the segments and the cities that you operate in. So talk to us a little bit about that. So single-digit is the way to go for the foreseeable future. And second, talk to us a little bit about competition in your segments. Some qualitative aspects, sir.
So single digit, when we say single digit, it is more about like for like sales, where the stores which were existing for 365 days in the last year would have single digit kind of growth is what we are expecting. We really don't want to bring out those numbers, because we will definitely be adding more stores in our kitty, and then we have our expansion plan. We opened up 59 stores last year, and we will be opening more than 59 this year as well. So there'll be growth coming in, which we call as inorganic, but not purely organic. But yeah, that there'll be some growth coming in from there as well. And I think competition definitely in this value fashion space, there is a lot of player which is coming. The density in the market of the number of retail stores, as well as the amount of online media which is available, has almost doubled up in the last 1 year. So I think there is definitely more players walking into this particular field, either from the national competitors or from the regional competitors, as well as the online mode. We have seen a lot of growth coming in.
Okay, so you said you're going to add about more than 59 stores in this full year. I think in 9 months of this year, you added 36 stores already. So can we assume that in the last quarter, there's about 23 stores that you're expecting to add, or in 23, 25 stores? And what about the store addition in FY24? What are we looking at?
We have added almost 59 stores altogether in this particular year, but we have also closed 15 non-performing stores in this particular year as well. In the new this fiscal, I think we are targeting more than the number of stores that we have opened in the last year. Is that what we are looking at? And it should be ranging between around 65 to 68.
Okay. And what would the expansion plans look like, both organic and inorganic? I mean, what are the cash on the books and any more acquisitions? I'm asking because, this is the time when there's a lot of competition entering the space, like you just mentioned. So what would the growth plans look like, both organic and inorganic?
No, Sonia, we are completely going organic, and we definitely only want to focus on our strength, which we have. And we have already entered into the southern market in India through Unlimited. And now we want to expand both the territories, and northern as well as southern. And we continue to expand towards the eastern side as well. So I think we have our own plans, and we will just keep growing those stores, and which are doing great. And we have added more stores also in those Unlimited territories as well as V-Mart territories in the last year. We continue to do in the current year as well.
Okay, we leave it at that. Mr. Agarwal, thanks a lot for joining in. All the best. That's V-Mart, by the way, talking about the scope going forward. They're saying rural market has not really recovered as much as one would have expected. In FY24, they're looking at best a single-digit growth in the full year. But they're adding some new stores as well. There's a lot of competition kicking through in this space. So that's something that, keeps them a bit cautious. But let's get back to the